When I picked up my fiancé's phone to charge it, I saw my best friend's name on the screen. What I read in that message destroyed our 8-year friendship and 3-year engagement in an instant. He doesn't deserve you. I would treat you so much better. This was just the beginning. Hello. If you're subscribed, let's jump right into the video. This story will make you furious, but justice will be served in the end. Ready? Let's go. Let's hit that like button right off the bat. I absolutely love reading your amazing comments. I'm Mike, 29 years old. I'm a construction engineer and grew up in a middle-class family. I don't live an extravagant life, but I'm not modest either. I'm just a regular guy. My fiancée Sarah is 27, a teacher. We've been engaged for 3 years, together for 5. I knew her as calm, understanding, reliable. My family loves her, and so do I. We had planned our wedding for 6 months from now. My best friend Jake has known me since college. We've been friends for 8 years. He works at a marketing company, a bit more social than me, more talkative. Sarah and I always got along well with him. The 3 of us would hang out together often. This 3-person dynamic had worked perfectly for years, until 3 weeks ago. It was Saturday evening. We were watching a movie at home with Sarah. A normal evening, normal peace. Sarah's phone was charging but stuck at 5%, about to die. Mine was at 80%. Mike, can I handle something with your phone? Mine's about to die, she said. Sure, babe, here, I said, giving her my passcode. Totally normal. These things happen all the time in our lives. Sarah went to the bathroom. The phone stayed in my hand. That's when a WhatsApp notification came in. Normally I wouldn't look, but when I saw Jake's name on the screen, I got curious. Maybe he was trying to message me, I thought. What I saw when I opened that message would turn my life upside down. Jake was writing, "He doesn't deserve you. I would treat you so much better." I froze for a moment. What does this mean? Who is he writing to? Then I looked at the conversation history. That's when the truth came out. When I scrolled through the conversation history, I saw messaging that had been going on for about 2 weeks. The first messages were innocent. Jake, how's Mike today? Sarah, good, a bit tired though. How are you? But the messages gradually became more personal. Jake, if you're struggling with fatigue, we can talk if you want. Sarah, thank you, you're very kind. Then it went even further. Jake, does Mike listen to you enough? Sometimes he seems very focused on his work. Sarah, actually, yes, you're right. I've been feeling a bit distant lately. At this point, something settled in my stomach. Jake was talking to my fiancée about me and turning her against me. I continued reading. Jake, you deserve more attention. Doesn't Mike notice this? Sarah, I don't know. What do you think? Jake, what I think is that someone who can make you happy should always be by your side. The last messages were now very clear. Jake, Sarah, talking to you makes me very happy. I hope this isn't misunderstood, but no matter how good a friend Mike is, I understand you better than he does. Sarah, Jake, is it right for us to continue these conversations? Jake, honesty is about our feelings, and my feelings are very clear. He doesn't deserve you. I would treat you so much better. This was the last message I saw. Sarah hadn't responded yet, but the message was sent 20 minutes ago. I froze right there. My 8-year best friend was trying to steal my 3-year fiancé from me. And the worst part was that Sarah was participating in these conversations too. Sarah came out of the bathroom. What were we watching? She asked. I looked at her and handed her the phone. Jake sent a message, I said, without betraying anything in my voice. Oh, what does he say? She said, taking the phone. I didn't look, it might be personal for you, I said. Sarah took the phone, saw the message, and her face changed. She blushed. It's nothing important, she said, immediately locking the phone. At that moment I realized that Sarah was aware of this situation and was hiding it. All kinds of thoughts went through my mind. Should I confront them right away? Should I call Jake and yell at him? Should I fight with Sarah? But I didn't, because a better plan came to mind. That night, after Sarah fell asleep, I thought for hours. They're both deceiving me, both secretly talking, both working behind my back. If I directly exposed them, this would happen. Jake would say I was just trying to support her as a friend. Sarah would say, he's telling you wrong, I didn't do anything. They'd both play the victim role, and I'd be the one who looked bad. But there was a smarter way, to make them fall into their own trap. I started the next day by calling Jake. Jake, how are you, buddy? I said, voice normal. Good bro, how are you? What's up? Actually, I wanted to ask you for advice. Sarah and I are having some problems. Jake's voice changed. Oh, what happened? Is it serious? I don't know, man. She seems distant lately. I don't know what to do either. What do you think? Jake didn't miss the opportunity. Well, bro, I noticed that too, actually. Maybe you should pay more attention. Women want attention. You think so? But how should I approach her? Look, Mike, you're a good guy, but sometimes you focus too much on work. Sarah is a sensitive girl. Maybe she needs a different approach. This is where I set my trap. You're right, Jake. Actually, maybe you could talk to her. You always understand these things better. Maybe you could feel her out. Find out what she's thinking? Jake's voice got excited. Sure bro, I can help. I'll talk to Sarah. Try to understand the situation. Thank you so much buddy, you're a real friend. After hanging up I smiled. Jake would now approach Sarah with my permission. That same evening I talked to Sarah. Honey, there seems to be some distance between us lately. Am I feeling wrong? Sarah tensed up a bit. No, why do you think that? I don't know, something seems to have changed. Maybe I focus too much on work, neglect you. Mike, we might need to talk about these things. You're right. Actually, Jake said the same thing. I talked to him today. Sarah's face changed. You talked to Jake? What did you say? I told him about the situation, asked for advice. You can consult him too if you want. He's good at these things. Maybe he can help you too. Sarah looked thoughtful. Are you sure? I mean, discussing these kinds of things with third parties. Jake is our friend. We can trust him. And you trust him too, right? Yes, I trust him. Then no problem. Maybe you could text him, discuss these topics. That's when I saw that look on Sarah's face. The look that said she found her opportunity. Maybe you're right, she said. In the following days, I noticed that they were messaging each other more. Sarah was checking her phone more often than before, and Jake was being more understanding when talking to me. Jake called me. Mike, I talked to Sarah. There really are some shortcomings. Really? What did she say? Well, she expects more attention. You sometimes neglect her because you get too absorbed in work. I see. What else did she say? Actually, Mike, this is hard to say but she seems to have cooled off from you a bit. She might want to take a break. I laughed inside. Jake was trying to turn Sarah against me. Are you serious? Unfortunately, it looks that way. But don't worry. I'll keep talking to her. Maybe I can change her mind. You're such a good friend, Jake. Thank you so much. I had similar conversations with Sarah. Did you talk to Jake? Yes, we talked. What did he say? Actually, Mike, he also thinks you've become a bit distant. Really? What else did he say? You really have changed. You're not like you used to be. So what should I do? I don't know. Maybe we need to spend some time apart. I see. What does Jake say about this? He's very understanding. He listens to me, supports me. Perfect. The plan was working exactly as I wanted. 2 weeks later, they were both being very open about it. Jake was constantly giving me information about Sarah's situation, and Sarah was getting colder towards me. One evening Sarah came and said she wanted to talk. Mike, I don't think things are going well between us. What do you mean? You've changed a lot lately. I've changed too. Maybe we should take a break. You mean break off our engagement? For now, yes, that would be better. Inside I thought finally, but I put on a sad expression on my face. Are you sure? This happened very suddenly. I thought about it. It's better this way. I understand. But did you make this decision alone? What do you mean? I mean, did you discuss this with anyone? Sarah tensed up a bit. No. Why are you asking? Just curious. What are Jake's thoughts? Jake, he also says it's better this way. I see. That night Sarah packed her things and left. But this wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning. After Sarah left, I started implementing my real plan. Because what I had done so far was just preparation. The next day I called Jake. Jake, Sarah and I broke up. Wow, bro, I'm sorry. How did it happen? She talked to me, said we needed to take a break. I understand. It must be very difficult. You had talked to her, right? Who gave her the idea of breaking up? Well, Mike, I just listened. The decision was hers. I see. So what will she do now? Will she stay alone? Jake hesitated. I don't know, we'll see. Will you continue talking to her? I mean, I might support her as a friend. Very good. Thank you, buddy. After hanging up, I moved to phase 2. Since our friend circle was mutual, I needed to control the situation. But cleverly, I called our mutual friend Ryan. Ryan, Sarah and I broke up. Wow. Why? We had problems between us. But what's really strange is Jake's role. Jake's role? Yes, he was giving me advice, but it seemed like he was trying to turn Sarah against me. Are you serious? Look, I'm not trying to be paranoid, but what do you think? Ryan thought, I don't know, Jake doesn't seem like that kind of person. I hope so. But watch out. Let's see how their situation develops. I had the same conversation with other friends. My goal wasn't slander, just planting seeds. 2 weeks later, as I predicted, news of Jake and Sarah being together reached our friend circle. Ryan called first. Mike, did you hear? Jake and Sarah are together. Are you serious? Of course I knew, but I acted surprised. Yes, Emma saw them together. Wow, how fast that happened. What do you think? Isn't it very strange? I don't know, Ryan. Maybe there was already something between them. Maybe I realized it too late. So you were suspicious? Now that I think about it, they were acting strange lately. After this conversation, a Jake betrayed Mike atmosphere formed in our friend circle. 1 month later, everyone knew about their relationship. But the perception in our friend circle was very bad. Ryan, Chris, Emma, David, they all thought what Jake did was very wrong. They also criticized Sarah, as she turned to someone else while engaged to Mike. Throughout this process, I behaved perfectly. I neither spoke badly nor complained. I just said I'm sad but I wish them happiness. This attitude made my friends support me even more. 2 months later, something I didn't expect happened. Emma called me. Mike, I need to tell you something. What happened? I talked to Sarah yesterday. She told me about those topics. Which topics? How Jake started it, how he badmouthed you, how he manipulated her. Inside I thought finally, but I said, are you serious? Yes. Sarah is very regretful. She realized that Jake manipulated her. Wow. And worse, now Jake isn't treating her well either. It's like his interest decreased after he got what he wanted. Perfect. It was exactly as I had planned. 3 months later, both Jake and Sarah lined up to apologize to me. Jake called first. Mike, can we talk? Sure. What's up? Bro, I made a huge mistake. I stabbed you in the back. What do you mean? About Sarah. I turned her away from you. I'm very sorry. I see. Can you forgive me? Jake, you were my 8-year friend. This situation is very difficult. I know. What should I do? I don't know. Once trust is gone. Jake started crying on the phone. Mike, I acted like an idiot. I lost Sarah. I lost you too. Did you lose Sarah? Yes, she left me too. She said you manipulated me, just like you manipulated Mike. Inside I wanted to laugh out loud, but I said I'm sorry. A week later, Sarah called. Mike, please talk to me. Hello, Sarah. I know I made a huge mistake. Jake manipulated me. How did he manipulate you? He constantly badmouthed you, told me he doesn't deserve you, said I would treat you better. I see, and I stupidly believed him. Now I understand that he just wanted to turn me away from you. So what do you want now? I want to come back. Let's start over. Sarah, you were my fiancée. You abandoned our 3-year relationship, our wedding plans, our future in an instant. I know, I'm very sorry. And now that Jake left you, you want to come back. It's not like that. I realized the truth. What was the truth? You're a good person. I was stupid. Sarah, you left me saying I changed. I was distant. Now that Jake left you, I became a good person. Sarah started crying. Please give me a chance. I need to think. Now 4 months later, the situation is like this. Jake has been completely ostracized from our friend circle. Nobody talks to him. He's apparently having problems at work too, because there's a trust issue now. Sarah keeps calling me, texting me, apologizing, but I don't want to go back to that relationship anymore, because I realized during this process that this wasn't real love. Real love is when someone else says you deserve better. You say I already found what I deserve. Last week they both called on the same day. First Jake, Mike, everyone is ostracizing me. If you say something maybe. Jake, I never spoke badly about you. People came to their own conclusions. But we were friends. We were friends. Past tense. Then Sarah called. Mike, please answer now. Let's talk. Sarah, I told you 100 times. That story is over. But I changed. I understood my mistake. When you understood your mistake, I also understood the truth. What truth? The truth that I never really knew you. Viewers, let this story teach you this. Sometimes the best way to punish people is to give them exactly what they want. I didn't get angry at Jake, nor did I yell at Sarah. I just allowed them to reveal their true faces. Jake approached Sarah with my permission and showed his true intentions. Sarah made her choice freely and showed her true character. I was patient and waited for justice. Result, they both got what they wanted, but couldn't be happy because what they wanted was actually to hurt me, not love. Now I'm open to someone new, looking for real love. They're blaming each other and living with regret. Sometimes life makes people pay for the injustice done to you in the most beautiful way. All you have to do is be patient and wait for the right time. Thanks for this story. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe so similar stories reach you. You can share your similar experiences in the comments. Thanks for this story. Would you have taken Sarah back if you were me? I'm curious in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe so you don't miss these drama stories. See you in the next video. Finally, I want to add this. I didn't harm anyone in this story. I just made sure the truths came out. Sometimes the biggest revenge is not taking any revenge at all, because people with bad intentions eventually fall into their own traps. I just showed them the way. They chose the path, and now at the end of that path, they're face to face with regret. That's how justice works.